Hi, my name is Kevin. I'm a sales and service representative for an automotive manufacturing company.
Well, nice to meet you, Kevin. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Good. So, tell me, uh, what can you tell me about your journey to your current role?
I've always been in the automotive field and started out at a dealership. I've always been interested in the equipment side of it, and here I am today.
Nice. So, what did you do before dealership? Were you did you do this straight out of high school?
Yeah, I started working at a dealership out of high school, changing oil and working my way up from there.
Nice. And were you not happy with the potential opportunities within the dealership, or you thought maybe this would be more suited for you?
Well, long story short, decided to move to a different state and found this opportunity in a different state.
Nice. Okay. So did you have any specific inspirations that made you pursue this career path?
Actually, my father-in-law used to be a representative for this company, and he got me involved with it.
Was he also sales and service?
He was just sales.
So you're sales and service.
Correct.
Now tell me about that.
Um, with the drive times and the geography that I have to cover, they thought it would be best if I just did both of them at the same time.
I see. So is there not enough to support two people for the career, or
Not currently in my area.
no? How many representatives does the company have out in the field?
They have about 950 field reps.
Nice. And are they all sales and service?
No, there's only about 6 people that do sales and service.
Wow, so you're very unique in that. That's pretty cool. Do you enjoy it?
Yes, I do. There's a lot of just being able to be out there and talking to people. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And you work with your hands because you're a service rep.
Yes, correct.
Nice. What kind of equipment do you work on?
Mainly like automotive equipment where you when you bring your car in to get it serviced.
So
That's
lifts,
lifts. Yep.
tire
Uh,
machines, balancers, that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, so we do lifts, tire machines, balancers, alignment machines, stuff like that.
Makes sense. Very good. Okay. So what do you enjoy most about your job?
I say just being around other people and just kind of going around the state and visiting with everybody. I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And pretty physical too, so stay in shape for the most part.
right. And so do you have a specific schedule? Do you have a boss that follows up with you to make sure you're going? You're just on your own?
When I'm out in the field, I am on my own. I set my own schedule, take calls as they come in. That's how I kind of decide what I'm going to be doing for the day or for the week.
Sure.
And of course, scheduling stuff as it's coming in because I have to put it together when it actually does show up.
Is it stressful? Is there a lot of stress involved?
There's sometimes it is, but for the most part, most of the customers are really awesome to work with.
Yeah.
So they understand I'm one person.
But if their equipment breaks, I'm assuming that sometimes that could probably be a constraint on their business. So they could be a little animated maybe.
Yes, absolutely, they can be. I always try to get to everybody, especially on a total breakdown type situation within 24 hours,
Yeah.
so I can get in there, get them back up and running.
Okay. Very good. Now, how big is your area that you cover?
I cover I probably have the third largest area geographically speaking, not for customer wise, but just geographically.
Sure.
I cover, I'm not entirely sure how many square miles, but it's a pretty large area
Which state are you in?
in Montana,
In Montana, you cover the whole state?
just the eastern part.
The eastern half of Montana. Montana's huge, isn't it? Like the third largest state in the country?
Yes, it is.
Holy smokes. So, what are some of the challenges you face day to day doing your job?
Day to day, I think the biggest thing is just being able to sit down and actually schedule a time appropriately.
Scheduling your time?
Yeah.
You have all the parts and tools and everything you need all the time?
Not all the time. I wish I did, but there's sometimes I do have to overnight stuff, bring it in, and then either spend the night there or go back the next day to get them up and running.
Sure. Do whatever you can, I take it.
Yes,
And so Montana, it gets pretty cold up there in the wintertime. Do you have to deal with snow and things like that?
absolutely. It's not horrible because I did grow up in Minnesota. So judging from Minnesota to Montana, it's not as bad, but you definitely want a good set of snow tires. And there's some days where you just can't go, but that's pretty rare.
Sure. What kind of vehicle do you drive? A big truck
I
or
do drive a four-wheel drive truck.
a pickup truck?
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty cool. So how do you stay motivated and passionate about your work?
Stay motivated and passionate. Just
Is it like to help people in these businesses make sure they're up and running to make money?
yes.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah, I do like to get out there and help people get them going
Sure.
and make sure that they are making money.
So, Kevin, can you share a memorable experience or maybe a project that you've worked on in the last? How long have you been with?
I've been with them for 14 years.
14 years. So I'm sure you've been involved in a few big deals or big installs or repair situations. Do you mind sharing one of those?
Yeah, we just had a really big customer of ours start moving east into my area, and they were building three stores in my area, and I had to get them all together in about a month. And it was at least several tire machines, several balancers, an alignment machine rack in every single store, and more. And it was a lot of work to do in a short period of time, but it was awesome to see them up and running and going.
Right. And now you're with them from, I guess you could say, cradle to grave, right? So because you're the salesman, you put the equipment in there,
Yep.
then you physically installed the equipment and then you maintain it. Is that right?
Yep, I maintain it and service it for the lifetime of the equipment.
So you meet a lot of people.
Yes.
How many customers do you have, give or take?
I have about 120 customers, 120.
120. Holy smokes, that's a lot. Okay. So what skills do you think are essential for the success in what you do?
I think in having a good, being good with your hands, being mechanical, being able to rip things apart and put it back together is pretty darn huge, and then have a good understanding of how it works and how what it's supposed to happen.
Sure. And what about you're talking to a lot of people and you've mentioned that helping people is a big part of your career and what you enjoy about it, is that something you have to have skill dealing with as well?
Oh, you have to definitely be personable. You want to be able to talk to people and see how they're doing and get to know them too. Really at a personal level too, not just business.
Sure. So do they become friends? I mean, you're talking to them a lot and you're dealing with them,
Absolutely,
and so you're friends with most of these folks.
absolutely.
That's pretty cool. So how do you, with all this work, I don't know how much travel, how many hours a week do you put in?
A week, I probably average, I would say 80 hours a week, Monday through Friday. I'm basically gone.
Holy smokes, that's a lot.
Yeah, a lot of it's just driving because, from 8 to 5 or 8 to 6, I want to be able to be there and help out the customers and get them up and going. So I drive early in the morning and late at night.
Jeez. So, I mean, with that much work, how do you maintain a work-life balance?
It is definitely challenging. Of course, the best part about it is this job is very flexible. So, let's say my son has a football game on a Friday. I make sure that I do some stuff a lot closer to where I live so I can be there for his football game.
Nice. That's pretty cool. So, Kevin, what advice would you give to someone who's interested in entering a profession like yours?
I would say if you're a great people person and a self starter, and you have good mechanical aptitude, you'd be a great person for this job. And understanding how hydraulics works and gearing works, and the electrical systems work. Focus on that a little bit, and being a people person is probably the biggest thing there.
Right. I'd
Real
imagine if you're the best technician, but not a very good people person, you're probably not going to do very well.
right, yeah, because people like buying from people and like talking to people when they have problems.
Sure.
Especially it works even better if they actually like you.
Oh, I bet. I bet it does. So, Kevin, can you discuss any or you know of any upcoming trends or developments in your industry?
Well, a huge one, of course, is self-driving cars. There's so much around that, all the electronics inside of them, and then you have to be able to fix them and reset the lane departure warning systems, steering angle sensors, pitch and yaw sensors. There's radars now in cars. Some vehicles are using LiDAR, and all that gets tied in to the vehicle, being able to be self-driven or lane keep assist. So that part of the industry is absolutely blowing up right now.
And are would you say electric vehicles too are part of that?
Absolutely. Electric vehicles, of course, Tesla's have been taking the lead on that, but everyone's starting to catch up right now. And you're starting to see it both on electric and gas-powered vehicles.
Nice. Okay. So, Kevin, you've talked about you're a sales and service rep for a United States-based company,
That is correct.
and they manufacture equipment for automotive dealerships. Do they also do equipment for tire stores and things like that?
Absolutely. We're really big in the independent world too.
Nice. And then, so you do sales and service. There's, if I remember right, 950 reps, and there's only six that do both, right? I'm assuming it's half and half, 50% do sales and 50% do service, but there's only a few of you that do the both, right?
Yes, that is correct.
So, is it safe to say that you make, as far as money, I understand it's a touchy subject for a lot of people, but to give someone an idea, a ballpark figure of what kind of money they could make, you're certainly not a minimum wage employee.
Definitely not. And I know some guys out there that are making way more money than I am.
Sure.
But I would say probably on average, the average rep could make anywhere from 100 to $200,000 a year.
Yeah. Okay. That's a really good, being that you don't have to have you know, a bachelor's degree and follow on training like lawyers and doctors. That's really good money.
Absolutely, it is.
So you take care of your family doing that and have your finances covered. That's pretty good. And you just have a high school diploma.
That is correct.
Wow. Okay. So Kevin, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay. Well, Kevin, thank you for coming. All of the viewers really appreciate your knowledge and experience in your field, and that you took the time to tell us about what you do because it's really important. So, thank you very much, Kevin. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You bet.